Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another video. Today, what we're going to talk about is the 50 program and which player should you choose. And I'm going to also rank my selection 1 through 6. Now, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, well, over the past couple weeks, we have had this promo come out called the 50. Now, every week that they've come out, they've given us a set of challenges. If you have not done these yet, I highly encourage you get these done. Make sure that you make this a priority. I would say over solo battles, over head-to-head, get these players done. Because if you look here under milestones, right, every week we've earned a Nat Fresh player. So if you look all the way down, it goes to Nat Fresh player. We're currently at week 6, going into week 7, but look at what it says in tier 8. Okay, at 52 stars, it says you get a Nat stacked player from weeks 1 through 7. The reason why that's important is because EA came out and they tweeted this picture out. Okay, they tweeted the picture out that says, meet the 52nd team. Come back next week for the first team reveal. So week 7 is going to be the very first week that they reveal the first team. Now you gotta expect that if these are second team players, the first team players are going to be pretty good, man. If Julio Jones is a second team player, then you got to think, who's better than him? Who are some receivers that can take his spot? You got to think people like Randy Moss, right? You look at people like Culpepper, right? And Brett Favre, who's better than them? You got to think people like Michael Vick are going to come out. You got to think that maybe someone like Steve Young is going to come out. We don't know. But what we do know is that the first team reveal is this week. So that means that we are going to get a player from weeks 1 through 7. We don't know if it's a fantasy pack. We don't know if it's a random single player. We don't know if it's going to be like the NFL 100 last year, which last year with the NFL 100, once you finished the solos, you were able to pick one from you could pick whichever player you wanted. So we don't know that. But what we do know is that once you finish these solos at 52 stars, you're going to be able to pick a player. So who do you choose? I'm going to rank the top 6 right now. This doesn't include this week. So you got to kind of take this with a grain of salt, because this week, if they come out with amazing players, it might throw this list to the curb. But if you're planning for, who to choose, and you really don't know where to go, that's what I'm going to cover quickly. Okay. Again, if whoever they come out with this week is great, then you obviously probably have to go with the first team players. If it's a flop this week, then maybe this list is going to be more relevant. Now, a lot of people suspect that this week they're going to move up. So they're going to go from 92s, they may go up to a 93s, which would make a little bit of sense, right? But let's take a look at what the prices are right now, and then I want to give you my top 6. So currently the 91s are going 160 to about 200K ranging, depending on the player. Some of the more expensive ones is Reggie Bush, Taylor Mays, and it looks like Brian Dawkins is probably the most expensive 9150 player. Not sure why. But let's look at the 92s. So when we look at the 92s, right, the 92s are going for anywhere from 260 to 300. Now, what's going to happen on Friday? If they give us a fantasy pack where you could choose whoever you want, you better believe that the market is going to crash. I'm not telling you to do this, but I've already done this. I've already sold off my Tyron Calico, and I also sold off my Patrick Willis. So I sold my Patrick Willis yesterday for $330. If you look at these prices are already coming down. I think come tomorrow, people are going to start offloading. Again, if on Thursday, when they tease or they put out the reveal Thursday night, if those players are good, you better believe this market is going to crash. So A, you got to be prepared. sell some players or get your coin stack up so that you can buy these players off the block and add them to your team. Now, the way you want to approach this is two different ways, right? You want to approach it on one, affordability, how expensive these players are going to be for you. And then two, you got to look at relevant. How relevant are these players over a long period of time? You're not going to pick a player that maybe has 89 speed because next month the player's not going to be relevant. But let's say you have a player with 92 speed stock, powered up 93, right? 91 speed, 92, powered up. Once you add sprinter and a few other chems, that card is relevant for the next month or so. So you want to pick somebody that's relevant. So currently, these are my top 6 players that I'm looking towards. If you're no money spent, if you're a player that does spend money, there's different scenarios I want to go over with you. So at number 6, and I made it number 6 for a reason. I'll explain the why there. So at number 6, the player that I would choose, again, this is if the first team, the players that come out with week 7 are whack. But number 6, I would say you got to look at someone like Antonio Camardi. The reason why is you look at how expensive he is, and this is a big corner. So I personally value big corners. He's 6'2", 91 speed stock, powered up 92. He has 92 man and 87 zone. What I like about this card is you can get this card at both 90 man and 90 zone. Now, I personally don't run man coverage all the time, so I value corners that have both zone and man over 90. Plus, he's 6'2". You can't teach size. I know that jumping as a stat really doesn't matter, but animations do. And it just seems like these corners that are bigger, they get better animations. And he has a 92 press. So big physical corner, man corner that can actually get high zone. So I would say number 6, I would say this Antonio Cromartie. Now at number 5, I would have to go with Dante Culpepper. Now, the reason I go with Culpepper is, let's say you're no money spent or you don't want to spend a lot of money on a quarterback. This quarterback, he meets a lot of the check boxes, right? He's not the fastest guy in the world, but 85 speed is pretty serviceable. Is it Vic speed? No, but you basically trade in lesser speed for better throwing stats. Look at his throw stats: 93 throw power. He hits all of the short, medium, and deep accuracy thresholds. 90 throw on the run with 89 throw under pressure. This card is pretty good. He gets gunslinger and he gets set feet lead. And I think that gunslinger, because he's a strong arm quarterback, he gets it at 1 AP point. If you're no money spent and you don't have a quarterback, I think you gotta strongly look at this card, because quarterback is the most important position. Without a good quarterback, and we've already seen some of these fast quarterbacks, man, they throw wild throws, boy. So for me, I would have to say number 5, Dante Culpepper. Now at number 4, this may be a personal bias, and this is the reason why I put 6 players and not 5, because this choice may be irrelevant for you. But at number 4, I chose Vernon Davis. Now the reason I chose Vernon Davis is because for me, I use my tight ends quite often. But this card is very fast. That alone makes him a mismatch on the field. He comes in at 88 speed stock, powered up 89, and on a Niners theme team, Redskins theme team, he's going to be very fast on your team. You can easily get him over 90 speed at tight end. Going against linebackers, it's very good. His run blocking is decent, 77. And there's some people, they stay away from this tight end because he doesn't meet the medium route running threshold. Well, I can confirm to you that if you put mid out elite or mid in elite, it kind of takes the place of that 90 route running threshold. He lights up quite often on corner routes with mid out elite, and he plays well. So at number 4, I say Vernon Davis. Now at number 3, I actually have Taylor Mays. So Taylor Mays is a 91 overall, but the reason I have him at I have him at number 3 is because of his relevancy, right? I think that this card will be relevant for a long period of time, and he is a big physical safety. He's a run support safety that gets above 90 zone. He has 90 speed stock at 6'3". Again, how tall these players are, I think matters. They just get different animations. He has 92 hit power, and you can easily get him over 90 zone. 92 tackle, 90 acceleration. This card plays amazing. So at number 3, I would have to say Taylor Mays. Again, depending on how low his price is. At number 2, I'm going to have to go Julio Jones. Now, I go with Julio because you need at least 2 to 3 good wide receivers on your team. And he is currently the most expensive 50 player to come out as of yet. I like him because this is a player you don't have to do his power up. You don't have to do the set to get his power up. You can get his power up for pretty cheap. His power up is already out there. So you can get his power up for pretty inexpensive and then have yourself one of the top tier wide receivers in the game. Not only that, but I put him at number 2 because he's 6'3". His archetype is route running. He has 90 catching, 91 catch, 92 spec catch, 92 short route running. This card can get a slot apprentice at 1 AP point because he's a route runner. So route runners get the slot apprentice at a cheaper AP point versus, you know, let's say a deep threat or one of the other archetypes that have to use 2 AP points. So he comes in at number 2. And then my number 1 player, and this is the player that I'm eyeing if, again, this is a big if, the first team players aren't that good, which I highly doubt. But this Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie. So this card has 92 speed stock, and he is another tall corner, 6'2". He hits 91 man coverage. If you power him up, 90 zone with 91 press. This card is expensive for a reason. If you look at his going price, he's going for about $440, and that's that the market is dropping on him. So these are my top 6 players of who I think you should choose depending on your scenario. If the players come out this week and they come out with like a Randy Moss, Sean Taylor, I'm sorry, throw this list away, go with one of those players. But I think it's cool that EA is giving us an opportunity to get a free stacked player. So listen, make sure to do your solos. This is just my two cents. Let me know who you're thinking of getting. Like and subscribe the video. We're going to see you guys on Friday. Let's get this done. Until next time, this is E2 Times. Peace. We're out.